Folks, we are back with another Anfield nail biter, all right? The same one, another one in the same week.
Right?
Wow. What a fucking match.
Wow.
All right? We knew it was going to be a tough one. Obviously, we're here with Cop by State of Mind with our post-game reactions with our 2-1 home victory against Leicester. I'm here with Geff, and I'm here with Mo.
What's going on, guys?
Wow. Guys, why can't we... We knew it wasn't going to be easy. The same way we knew...
They never make it easy.
We knew Salzburg was not going to be too easy. Mm-hmm. But to save everything for the last minute, save everything to the end, why?
They did it again.
Yeah.
And you know what? And I feel like I've said this multiple times this year, that this is how champions win games. You don't look your best, even though I think we did look very well. I think we looked very good. But Leicester, obviously very threatening as well, sitting in third place before this match started. We knew it was not going to be an easy one. We knew Brendan Rodgers, his first game back in Anfield since leaving Liverpool, we knew he was going to want to come and get a result. And he almost walked to the point.
He did.
All right, what are your takeaways? You want to run us through like the goals, the plays, like what you saw?
I think Leicester was our toughest opponent thus far this season. I think Salzburg may have given us more of a run for our money, but tactically and physically, Leicester really, really, really pushed us to our limits, and I think we saw that the whole game. They were in it the whole time. They had just as many. I mean, they didn't have just as many chances as we did, but they could have very easily turned the game around on us,
right,
on multiple occasions. I think we get into this habit of taking a lead and taking our foot off the gas a little bit. I know you said something funny last time when we got the fuck out of the car.
We got out of the car.
But, we did the same thing. I think some of our players are being complacent. But regardless, not that many negatives to take away.
I don't have too many negatives.
We had a very solid performance. We came up against a very, very good Leicester side. If I'm not mistaken, since Brendan Rodgers took over Leicester, the only two teams that have taken more points in the league other than Leicester is Liverpool and
City. Exactly. Brendan Rodgers is a great manager, a great tactician, and
he always was.
Yep.
Didn't have the luck that we needed at Liverpool, and maybe it was a little bit more naive back then. But overall, very, very tough team. We saw what they've been doing to other teams. We saw what they did to Tottenham. They're a good team. They were a good side. It's a Premier League game. It's always going to be tough. We came out with the win. We won dirty. We won ugly.
100%.
We won the way we needed to win to be champions.
Let's go through the lineup. Geff, there were two changes to the starting lineup today. Obviously, the bench looked very different as well, considering Ox hurt his head
in training.
And so he with the ball, I think.
Yeah, he felt he was like feeling after effects, so he's probably going through concussion protocol. Two changes to the lineup, Geff. We saw Dejan Lovren make his first appearance in the start in the Premier League this year.
Big honorable mention for him.
Started instead of Gomez, who started midweek. And then we saw Milner, who replaced Hendo. And then everything else was the same. We had Fat Genie, the front three, and then everything was the same. What changes did you see, if any, tactically, approach-wise, defensively?
I'm going to start off with Milner. We're usually seeing him, obviously, as a midfielder, but what I noticed in the beginning of the game, he sort of dropped back as a left back while we had Robo much more forward. So I think as his career progressed with Liverpool, I think his best position is a makeshift left back, in my opinion. I think like maybe he's lost his creative touch in the mid.
Given he got a great assist today.
He did, but it was from the wing. To be fair, it wasn't in the middle.
And it was from deep. It was deep back.
It was a beautiful ball.
But I think he's a great left back, in my opinion.
Yeah, listen, that's the beauty of having James Milner. He's a veteran. Again, I've been hard on him this year because
I think rightly so, though.
No, yeah, listen, I've been hard on him because we've seen Milner in the past be in our default lineup, as we like to call it. We've seen him start, and we've seen him be our workhorse along with Andy Robertson. We've seen him play defense. We've seen him distribute. And of course, he's obviously our penalty taker when he's on the pitch. So we've seen him contribute a lot in the past. And when he's kind of... It goes along with not being a constant starter anymore. So when you're not playing as many minutes as you're used to, and you're obviously aging, there's a slight decline. You want to say, right? There's a little bit of rust. And obviously, like Geffen said, like he does play like if you look at our set pieces, if you look at when we get free kicks from close or corners, in the back we have our center backs come back to the mid, and in the back we have Robo and Milner, and then a little Fab is a little in front of them. So they're defending behind the line to defend right away as soon, just to prevent counters, obviously, because we have our big tall guy center backs in the box. But it's always Milner in that left position or Robo in that left position and Milner right next to him. So I think overall, Milner really put in a shift today. Milner, my man of the match. Okay.
Definitely.
Again, in the first 10, 15 minutes, I was kind of pissed off. He lost some possessions. He had a really good opportunity that just didn't sit well. Went over the bar.
Didn't place too many shots.
Yeah, so
he had a couple of misplaced
right,
passes.
and misplaced passes. Right. Again, to give all the respect to Leicester and to Brendan Rodgers, who obviously is a great tactician. We've always known that. So he came, and I think Leicester played a very, very good game. I think we dominated possession for the most part, but Leicester came to play. Maddison came back. They put him in an unfamiliar role. They put him as a right winger when he's usually more as a center attacking mid type of role. I think it was great. We got to keep Vardy quiet finally.
Yeah,
Vardy did not get the goal. All right.
Adrian with a huge stop.
Adrian, big stop with his back leg.
The cheekiest stop to a breakaway I've ever seen.
So we might have actually seen maybe one of the last Premier League starts for Adrian in goal for us, because I think Klopp is expecting Alisson back in goal for the United match. We'll get to that at the end. But Adrian, I think, how can you really complain? 8 games, 8 wins, 24 points, top of the league. What I do also want to touch on, and Geff, you said this, we're talking about this in the car, the rarity of clean sheets this year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We have to blame probably pin a blame on Trent for not tracking back as much, giving chances for attackers. I mean,
I can't put blame on anybody. I can't really put a blame. I mean, the only thing I would put blame is the newer higher line, which is opening.
It's a concoction of different things.
Definitely.
So I think Trent got caught out a couple of times, like you said.
There were some Adrian mistakes in the season.
Adrian mistakes. The line is pushing up a little bit higher. Van Dijk had a weak game.
Van Dijk had a weak game again.
Yeah,
he's got to be tired, man.
His game today was decent, but he has had a weak game once or twice this season.
Yeah.
I think
it has to do with the high line.
Robbo is not up to his standard yet. I think
he had a nice shot on goal today. Again, obviously he scored midweek.
I thought it was a waste.
I mean, I personally, I think in those situations, you want us to shoot those. You want us to not listen. I think when you have that breakaway, listen, he's not a striker. Obviously his placement is not going to be perfect. He shot it right at Schmeichel.
He went for power.
Right, yeah. But if he goes and makes the pass, I saw a lot of passes today that he made that just didn't. They didn't reach.
Make it.
They didn't reach the target. So if, let's say, he goes into that break and he makes a pass and it doesn't reach the intended target there, like it's like almost like everything's moving quickly, and if he makes a pass instead of shooting, it could be a forced pass, and then if he doesn't complete it and nothing happens, you say, wow, he should have shot that. I have no problem with him taking that shot. I have no problem for him taking more shots on goal given the opportunity. And I thought I don't think it was his most brilliant performance. Defensively, I think he got caught a couple times. Offensively, I saw him he was very quick offensively down the wing, as he usually is. What else? I think also what happened, I think we were talking about Mane, Trent not backtracking. Mane with a lot of big slide tackles today.
Yeah,
Mane,
covering
my
for him.
man of the match.
Yeah.
Unreal. Multiple sliding tackles.
Yeah, something we had never seen before.
He was there with Trent. I mean, granted, when Salah came off, he was on Trent's side afterwards, but he was back there defending the whole game.
Yeah.
The whole game.
Right.
But it shouldn't be like that. It really shouldn't be like that.
But I think they have an understanding. I think they have an understanding that when we're dropping back on defense, especially against a team like Leicester that knows how to attack, they have creativity, they have ideas. I think it's like a known thing that Firmino and Mane drop back.
Right.
Unless it's specifically on the right side of the pitch, where that's kind of Salah's area by the halfway line. Salah's the one that stays up. Mane and Firmino are the one that track back from our front three. I think that's how it's been. I think it works. I think Mane and Firmino are much better defensively than Salah is. So, you can't take anything away from them, but he had defensively one of his best games.
Yes, you know what it is? I think usually in those situations where Trent is a little off, I'll tell you what I see happens usually. Usually when Hendo's in, he's usually the one making that coverage.
Yes.
Hendo wasn't there. Milner shifts more towards the left, Bobby more towards the middle, but we saw Mane come in a lot today to make those defensive stops, which he was really great at doing. We don't do that often. But as far as, and I feel like we talk about this week in, week out, about Trent not tracking back, and a lot of the other offense going through that left side. When Trent is not tracking back, he's really also just, it's not like he's up front. It's not like the player's really behind him. He goes towards the middle. Like, everything kind of like...
He sags off from that position.
No.
He drifts diagonally.
Yeah, he drifts into our box to, let's say, to defend crosses, whether it's in the air or in the ground. I think, I don't, maybe, like I said, I'm not a tactician, I'm not Klopp, I don't know what kind of formation he's got going on and what their game plan is ultimately. But if you think about it, all those times where Trent is not covering that wing, and whether it's Hendo covering it or it's Milner covering it, we always have Trent, our center backs, and then Robo far left, let's say, far right, covering the box and any penetration that might come in through crosses. And that's also like, it's a reason where, like, yes, we're inviting attacks, but I think we have more options defensively in the middle, whether it be a cross in the air or a cross on the ground. I think
he doesn't need to be exposed
right.
like that.
I mean,
and it's not only his fault. I think after when you're a defenseman, especially when you're playing football, like, it's not. There's a lot of trust that you have to have with your players and with your back line.
And with your goalkeeper.
Today, there were a couple of instances where Trent made the right decision. He could have done something better, but no one spoke to him.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We gave away 2 corners because he headed a ball away that Van Dijk or Robbo or Loveland should have said to him, hey, you have time. Right. I didn't know that. Mm-hmm. But in other times, he's pinching in to go cover a Madison-like player who's trying to break through the box. And we didn't have today someone that came around behind him to cover 100%. Him on that side. So I don't think he's fully to blame. And today,
I don't think he's fully to blame. I thought he had a brilliant performance.
I don't even
today.
know if to be honest with you, I don't even know if he was caught out of position once even.
Yeah,
today.
I thought he had a brilliant performance today.
It was unbelievable.
I think towards the end, after Madison tied it, which looked to me like it was a little bit of he caught Virgil. It was like a link up between Perez and Madison, which kind of caught Virgil napping a little bit, and then Van Dijk, Lovren tried to back him up and couldn't get to it. Adrian got a hand to it, ended back in the net. Mm-hmm. I think after that we saw, I think everyone, especially Trent, because a lot of our offense runs through Trent. Really, a lot of our offense runs through Trent. He was forcing a lot of crosses in, but I think before that he was brilliant with the crosses. I think everything was great, whether it reached, most of them reached, we couldn't convert. I thought he had a brilliant game. I'm gonna give you guys an unpopular opinion. Mm-hmm. I think Lovren outplayed Van Dijk today. I think Lovren showed a brilliant performance.
I 100% agree. He was tied for the most aerial duels on the pitch, and it was obviously more confident than Gomez was versus Salzburg. Another thing I want to mention is that when he came onto the pitch, you have to be a safe center back. So he wasn't offensive minded like Matip. He's not going to run up the pitch.
He played very safe today.
And it was good.
A lot.
I loved it.
And I loved it. He had a ton of clearances. Mm-hmm. He got to a lot of aerial balls, if I'm not mistaken. He got to 5 aerial. He won 5 aerial duels today. Mm-hmm. A lot of clearances today. He played it safe, and I'll tell you why. I think Lovren knows. Lovren's big on social media, so he sees the comments people send, and I think he's always a target. I think when people saw Lovren at center back today, when the lineups came out, everyone's like, I think people. I think people.
I was confused.
Mm-hmm. I mean, listen. Yeah, I was confused. I thought he was gonna.
I wasn't so shocked.
I mean, I was a little confused because I think when you give Gomez his first start in like a Champions League match, let's say, because I know he started that cup game. When you give Gomez that first start, and I think he had a poor performance, and I blamed it on the rust. And yes, he had a poor performance, and then I expect him to start again to give him that confidence.
Exactly. That's why I was confused.
Yes, so I was like, all right, for sure, Gomez will start again in goal to give him that confidence. But then I saw Lovren, and then I was like, okay, not what I expected, but I wasn't so surprised. People are very surprised, and not surprising people are surprised. But we know Lovren, he does reach. He's a tall guy. He gets a lot of areas.
Also, keep in mind he is a veteran to the game, and I think he has more games alongside Virgil than Gomez.
Could be. I don't know the numbers on that.
I don't know the exact numbers. It's possible.
I'm pretty confident that's
the thing is
that was probably one of the first matchups when we brought in Virgil. Yeah. The first center back pairings.
Listen, he played great today, and obviously with football, a lot of things happen in a luck kind of way, and I think for me, I think the way that Gomez played against Salzburg, and then the way that Lovren played today, I think Lovren just overtook him in the pecking order.
It could be. No. Listen,
but they were both rusty. They both came back from injuries. They were both not playing. You gave one the opportunity. He did what Gomez did. You give the other the opportunity. And they played the way Lovren did.
Right.
There's not much that you can say. You can't justify it really in any other way.
Given that, they crossed the ball. They give a lot of long balls, Leicester, because they try to reach Vardy, right? And then also a lot of through balls. And I think for Madison, like I said, Lovren played a very safe game. I think he cleared it when he needed to. He kicked it out of bounds when he needed to. He headed it away when he needed to. I couldn't find any moment. Listen, when Lovren starts, we know he's a lot of the time the scapegoat. We look for things that go wrong on defense, and we're like, oh, Lovren again. He also, we looked at him in our win against MK Dons. We were like, hey, he had like that slip up. He almost caused the goal early, but obviously clean sheet there. Clean sheet's obviously been an issue, and I don't know what. Like again, I'm gonna put it on the formation because it's a new formation. I think everyone's getting used to it. A stat I saw the other day is against Salzburg, we gave up our 12th goal, our I think our 10th, 11th, and 12th goal of the season, and we did not give up our 12th goal of the season until November 28th last year.
Yeah, but in all fairness, we may have conceded more goals so far this season, but we have way more points than we did at this point.
No. Listen, am I going to argue the results?
We have 2 or 3 more goals scored.
That's also possible. That's also possible.
Season. And overall, we're getting results. We're 8-0.
Right.
There's no reason to complain. The system might allow us to concede, maybe, or not keep as many clean sheets. But I think we're raking in.
Listen, at the end of the day, 3 points.
3 points is 3 points.
So it really, that's what it comes down to. And I want to also talk about...
One thing I did want to mention with Lovren, though, I'm sorry to cut you off, was that we were talking about how, you attributed Gomez's performance against Salzburg to be because he was rusty and he wasn't playing. While Lovren did have a great performance today, you did see that rust, where I saw the rust personally, which with a team that maybe would have capitalized a little bit better, I think could have hurt us today. Lovren played Vardy onside twice, and he was out of line with Robbo, Van Dijk, and Trent.
Right,
that's probably
about a foot. But that attributes to him playing safe. I think he was trying to run back and read the cross beforehand. He ended up playing him onside, and that was
again. I think anytime you make changes to that back line, you're gonna have problems, especially when you bring in somebody like Gomez or Lovren who don't play every game, and they're not used to playing this like. We barely. What's the number? Can someone give me the numbers on the offsides? How many times? I don't think we caught them. We lead the league.
Yeah, 2 offsides today, I believe.
No, I'm saying like when we caught them twice offside.
Yeah, we caught them twice.
Because I'll tell you what it is. I know that we lead the league in offsides, keeping teams offsides.
Set pieces, especially. Okay,
and I think that comes with that high line and that partnership that Matip and Virgil have developed. We didn't catch him offside too many times today. Can you pull up that number for me, please?
I'm trying
you
to
ever
find
play
it.
center back as a kid?
I didn't. I've never played.
I played center back for 1 season. Not that I was any good, but keeping that back 4 in a line, especially when you're defending a set piece, is incredibly hard. Incredibly hard. You have to trust that no one person on the team is gonna fuck you guys over. So it's extremely difficult.
And that's what comes with the back line. No, so check this out. We only caught them offside twice, and we were caught offside 3 times. That's got to be the first time that's happened all year, where we were caught offside more than they were, right? So, again, that comes with the chemistry in the back line. So you're going to have more errors in defense with this new formation, and I'm sure something that they talk about in training. Enough about defense, because, we see that, obviously, there's somewhat of a problem. And I keep saying problem because we have 24 points out of 8 games, right? So It's not a problem.
We're
It's something.
nitpicking.
It's something. Yeah, we're nitpicking because we want to improve. We know City will be right behind us. They're going to push us to the end the way we pushed them to the end. We know it's not over. We know we're not safe, but it's looking good right now. Another thing that I want to touch on. Yes, we see the problems in defense. I think there's also problems on offense.
100%.
I think there's problem with the front three. I say this because we don't convert on counterattack goals anymore. Right, that's one.
Haven't
Again,
seen one since what, Southampton?
since the purple kid, since that big Salah goal when Salah was in that
Yeah.
drought and he scored. I don't remember seeing a counter. I think that year Coutinho left in our 125th year anniversary kits.
Yeah.
We finished fourth that year. We were in the Champions League final year against Real. We were unbelievable on the counter, continuously
Number
in
one in the
counters.
world.
Exactly. We don't play like we get on counters. We get at least 2 opportunities a game to go on counters,
And then we break down.
and then it breaks down.
Mm-hmm.
Right at the end. Right at the end.
It's like it's just an uncertainty amongst the front three, and again, I feel like everything we used to go through that front three. Everything used to flow. Whether it be whether it was Salah running it, whether it was Bobby running it, whether it was Mane running it. We obviously had Coutinho running it. We had Emre Can running it. We were great on the counter. It seems to me, and we said this all last year, even when we were winning games early, wait until the front three start clicking. Wait until the front three start clicking. When in reality, I don't think they clicked all of last year.
They didn't.
I don't think they clicked all. Like I said, all of our assists came from our fullbacks. Obviously we had assists in between here and there,
Yeah.
obviously, but all of our assists, most of our assists came from our fullbacks.
And I definitely think that whole Salah Mane thing was a major setback.
I agree
Dean and I
100%.
said the same.
Yeah, and you saw today where Salah had a good run and then he would just stop and try to look for a pass and eventually lose possession. I personally think that selfish Salah is the best Salah.
I agree with you 100%. He's
Yeah.
a goal scorer. He's a striker.
He
Well,
is.
how else do you win the Golden Boot 2 years in a row?
Exactly.
Right? And I think I love Mane a lot. And I love that he's passionate. And he said it himself that it's only passion because you want to score more goals because you see City scoring 8 goals and, who knows, they'll push it to the end. Who knows if it could come down to goal difference, you want to score more goals. I understand that. But causing that scene and letting it be known to the world has taken an effect. It's taken a toll on. I think it's taken a toll on our play. I think Salah. We've seen it since then. Since that Burnley match, since the 3-0 Burnley match, a comfortable victory. Since then, Salah has been less selfish. He's scoring on rebounding goals. He's obviously scored against Salzburg a late goal. I think he's like Geffen just said. He's selfish. Salah is the best Salah, and he hasn't. I just think he's thinking too much.
He's overthinking it.
Overthinking everything.
We see on takes things that usually will take on when he starts to take on a defender and go spin and go. He's like stalling and waiting for somebody. That's not his
to
role.
give him an option, yeah.
Yeah, that's Bobby's role. That's our fullback's role.
Yeah.
Salah, your role is to score goals. And I really think that incident got into his head. I think he wasn't called up to Egypt for international break, which is good, and he
Great for us.
It was a great what's it called? Very bad tackle on him today, which I think could have been a red, to be honestly. Was taken off towards the end, so hopefully that this international break.
I don't think there was
It looked bad to me.
I don't think there was maliciousness in the challenge.
But
it was a smart foul. He needed to make sure he brought Salah down. I don't think he intended to hurt.
Right. No. I don't think so either. But at the end of the day,
It's not a Funes Mori.
Right. It looked bad to me. It looked bad to me. I think it could have been warranted a red card.
It definitely.
I think it could have.
But again, back to Salah. I think there were a couple of opportunities today where he should have been selfish and shot when he decided to pass, and there were a couple of opportunities where he should have passed when he decided to be selfish and lose the ball. I think that he's been getting kind of lost. I mean, like that opportunity when Firmino passed the ball to Mane right outside the 18-yard box, and Mane and Salah found themselves
it was right
within
outside
a foot of each other, and they didn't know who was going to shoot it.
Exactly.
They're like, no,
Salah's-
you take it.
yeah,
But
Salah's got it.
No, you take it.
So, someone's got to shoot it.
Yeah.
I don't care who it is.
Just put your
right.
fucking foot through it.
Right.
And
Someone's got
that's
to shoot it.
They need to. I think they need to discuss a little bit more. I mean, look, Mane doesn't seem like that whole incident affected him. Salah seems
Right.
like it did. I think Salah needs to be a little more calm. I think
Salah needs to go back to playing his game.
No,
I think Jurgen needs to come in and say,
I was just gonna say,
look, like I'm sure. How many hours of film do they watch? I'm sure they watch film all day long.
All day.
Here, you should have shot. Here, shoot, Mo. Even if you miss, it's okay. We're 1-0 up. Shoot the ball.
just play your football.
Shoot. What have we been saying since preseason? Mo looks hungry.
He does.
Since
hungry.
preseason, Mo's hungry. Mo's
And
shooting.
His movement.
He's
has
involved
been great.
everywhere. His cuts. He's drawing defenders, which has. He's always opening up space for Mane to score goals. That's why Mane is like on pace to score a ton of goals. And again, I really think that whole I don't think they have a problem between them. I'm sure the relationship is fine. But now I think Salah's like, all right. Again, like we all know, Salah also is very big on social media, and he sees the comments. And I'm sure he saw the comment after that game, and everyone knows. Okay, the problem was him. What's it called? The problem was him not passing that ball to Mane. And I think now going forward, it's play your game, Mo. Play your game, Mo, and let's score more goals. Do what you know how to do. Go for another golden boot.
Play your game.
Yeah, play your game. Don't worry about what people are saying. Don't worry about what happened in the past. Play your game. On that note, match ratings, and then we'll talk briefly about what's coming on after international break. I'm going to go first with my match ratings. I think we talked mostly about all of our players' performances. Adrian, like I said, probably one of his last Premier League starts, so should have Alisson. I gave him a 7. Again, he got a touch that to the Madison's goal. He made a big save at the end again on Vardy. Decent performance for me. No clean sheet. 7 for me. Virgil 7.5. He's looking kind of human. Lately, we know that's not the case. We know he's not human. But yeah, so 7.5 for me, and I think this break he needs a little bit of rest. I think as well. Lovren, great performance. I give him 7.5 as well. Robo, I gave a 7. Trent 7.5. I thought he was really really good. I thought he was effective on both ends. Millie, my man of the match, 8.5 goal and assist. I think it was a vintage Milner performance personally. Genie, so basically I think our mids performed very well today. So I gave Millie 8.5. I gave Genie an 8. I gave Fab an 8. And as for a front three, I gave Salah 7, Bobby 7.5, and then Mane an 8. As for the bench, Hendo 6.5, Origi 6.5, and then Lallana. I didn't give him a rating.
Here you go, Mo.
Adrian, I gave him a 6.5 today. Solid performance all around. Had that one nice save. He still does heavily concern me when he gets the ball back.
Right. He's very late to clear it.
He waits
yes, and it's very nerve-wracking. 100%.
I don't like that. Trent, I gave him an 8 today. I thought he had a great performance. Nice. He wasn't caught out. Defensively, he was good. Offensively, he was even better. Virgil, I gave him a 7. Wasn't his best performance, but still solid overall. Loveland, 7.5. And Robbo, a 7. Those, I think, are pretty self-explanatory numbers. Our mid, Genie, Milner, and Fab. I know that you said that our midfield performed great today. I personally think our midfield has been the most consistent performing unit of our team for now. I think the past 10 games. In my opinion.
I agree with you.
So Genie, I went with a 6.5. Solid performance by him. He was a little quiet. Fab, I gave him a 7, and Millie an 8. I think Millie, like you said, vintage performance. Mane 8.5. I think he was my man of the match. I think defensively he showed an incredible work rate. Obviously scored the goal, got us the pen. Bobby, 6.5 for me today. He was a little quiet, a little soft. Salah 6.5, not too great of a performance from him. I didn't see him do much. His movement was there. He was good. He didn't make any mistakes.
Salah talking about, right?
Yeah.
A little uncertainty from him.
6.5, I think, is more than reasonable. Fits his performance, like the uncertainty that you said. In regards to our subs, Hendo came on. I give him a solid 7. Not that he was on for that long.
Boss.
Held it down. Did what he needed to do. Origi 7.5, even though he was on for a short period of time. Like I said, he stirs it up, and I fucking love it.
Agree.
I love it. Those are my match ratings.
All right, on to me.
Man of the match, Mane.
All right, I gave Adrian a 7 because he has been looking confident in goal, made really big stops, even though one was offside. I just you know that he's alert. So I gotta appreciate that. Lovren 7.5. Honorable mention, of course. Played it safe, made a lot of clutch clearances, and an upgrade from Salzburg's Gomez performance. Virgil 6.8. He's been looking a little lackluster lately. I think he slipped up on that Madison goal a little bit, sort of slept a little bit.
He was
I think he's due for some rest. I doubt he's gonna get that for international break, but hopefully Ronald Koeman can cut him some slack. Perhaps I doubt it, but for the best. Trent 7, he was very active on the wings, had a nice nutmeg, clutch crosses, helped create some chances, so a lot of good hustle from him. Robertson 6.8, didn't see much of him, sort of fumbled some opportunities and had a really ill-advised shot for me. I think he shouldn't have done it. I think he should have looked for a pass because that's what he's really known for, those assists. Fabinho 8, always looking great, but I'm not a rapper. Clutch tackles, long legs, gotta love it. Milner got a 7.5 from me. Obviously had a clutch penalty, always calm as you like from the spot.
Yep. Great penalty
Number one.
And a very lovely long distance assist for Mane to get that first goal. Genie 7.5, like you said, he was quiet, but he still held it down. Salah, I gave a 7 because he was hustling. He did make some poor decisions, could have ended up putting shots up. Nothing much you can do. Bobby 7, also quiet, but he did hustle up the field, made a lot of good runs. Next up, you have Mane, 8.5, calm as you like from that finish. Helped concede that winning penalty. Next up, you'd have our subs, which is going to be Origi. I gave a 6.5 because, like you guys said, he was causing a little bit of a mess, nerving some defenders and attackers. Henderson, I gave a 7 because he was dictating that mid once he came on. So you gotta love that, and Lallana I couldn't give a rating because it was just a waste of time.
Right. So yeah. So again, Liverpool 8 games, 24 points, 8 wins, unbelievable start. We're dreaming. Let's keep it going. Before we sign off, we go into international break now. We come back. We have a matchup that's always been our toughest, no matter how good we are, no matter how bad they are, or how good we. Old Trafford. I hate going to Old Trafford. No matter what form United are in, no matter what form Liverpool are in, Old Trafford has always been a kryptonite for us. And we go in there with probably top form. That's 16 consecutive Premier League wins. That's 1 win away from 17 Premier League wins, 1 away from tying City's record at 18. And we will be given the opportunity to tie that at Old Trafford. Again, United in very, very poor form, not raking up too many points as of late. I know the game is home, but they haven't had an away win since that game in Paris, the Champions League game. So they also have their injury crisis. Pogba's hurt, Martial's hurt. Those are some key names that are hurt for them. And I think Ole is hoping to have them back by this match, and we're hoping, obviously,
look, there's a lot of time in between.
Right, we have about 2 weeks. Yeah,
games that on October 20th. We're on what? We're on the 5th today. Yeah. We got more than 2 weeks to prepare. Hopefully, we get the rest that we need over international break.
Let Salah heal the ankle. Hopefully,
exactly. Hopefully, it doesn't do the
Matip
same thing
hopefully
for their
back.
players. Alisson back. Matip back. I think. We got to stay focused. We can't let the international break get to us. You know how we usually are after the international break.
Everyone's a little lackluster and rusty, right?
But of course, right before then, we're gonna have another pre-match for them.
Right. That's gonna be a big one. I think.
Episode's gonna be huge.
Love playing United. Hate playing United, but love playing United.
Always. The butterflies start days before the game.
Exactly.
Never unclench, gentlemen.
Yeah,
never unclench.
We know too many dirty mangs. Like you have to pull out a result.
We have to.
Right.
We have to. Guys, thank you for coming out. This is Copite State of Mind reporting for you from New York City. Shout out Remy. Shout out Ben. Hope you got home safely from your flight. We love you guys. Like, follow, subscribe. See you in a couple of weeks.
Up the Reds, baby. Gang, gang.